What I hear in all of your answers is a really interesting blend of the reality that we're facing, the really catastrophic situations that we're in. Based on this last answer that you gave, Keith, there's another question that fits right in. How do you all think about liberation on an intimate or personal scale when making work?
That's a good question. Actually, that reminds me, every time somebody asks a question, like on the news, you ever notice the person that answers the question say, "That's a great question." Oh my God, I get so annoying. And then after they say that, they're like, I need to unpack this. I think, what Monique said, liberation of the river, liberation itself. We want to be liberated. We want to be liberated from the mental prisons. We want our bones to be liberated. We want these rivers, the waters, to be liberated from this destruction that was put upon us. If you think about how Monique was talking about the river feeds life into the bluffs, into the shorelines. It feeds these medicines, these trees that live along this river. They live together. How can we come back and live together again through a system that never wanted us to live together? To liberate this river reminds me of the river wanting to liberate us at Standing Rock. When I was at Standing Rock, I started the Pawnee camp right along the Cannonball River. And that river spoke to me. The river said, this movement is to bring the people back to the river, back to this sacred mother water that moves through the country, that remembers us, wants to bring us back to who we are as beautiful people, so that we can shed this sickness, this destruction that was never ours, this mind that was never ours, to liberate ourselves from this destructive nature, chaos, from the Charikstaka, the Staheki, this sinister movement that is still here. It's just a new year to liberate. The river said it wanted to bring us back to the water. And every time somebody came to Standing Rock, they came with anger and hate, and they were like, we're going to overthrow this system. We're going to overthrow the black snake. We're going to destroy it. And not once did the first thing that come out of their mouth be, we want to connect to this water. We want to connect to this sacred river. What does this river want from us? What is this river telling us? And that's the breakdown. We have to come back to the land, to the river first, before we can overthrow a system, before we can overthrow a black snake. How could you ever overthrow a system or a black snake when you have yet to overthrow that black snake and system within yourself? And that's the battle. But that battle takes time. You talk about this river liberating all of us. It can do that. It's like a fracture of a bone. When a bone breaks, it breaks because it can't handle the pressure. And when you get a bone break, how does the bone heal? The bone heals from the bone marrow. The blood clot forms around the bone, and then so that blood cells can move through and start the healing process, and then the tissue wraps around it so that it can slowly, in time, mend itself. So our healing isn't going to happen overnight. Our healing takes time. I've seen so many people destroyed in their lives because they never had a chance to heal, or when they did heal, it wasn't good enough for the people. That's why we have to have a mind of our own spiritually to connect to creation, because creation is far more advanced than us in understanding and compassionate. That's why our ancestors were so forgiving, compassionate, and loving. And that's why it's important for us to continue on into the future, bringing it back to the village. Liberate the village from the system, liberate the village from capitalism in the regards of destruction and chaos, and bring back in that indigenous way of life. That's the way I feel.